Jacob, who said, I am the only one standing. I'm giving you a rundown of the chapter. And the Bible says, when they gathered together, the prophets of God called on their God the whole day and night. Nothing happened. And suddenly it was the turn of Elijah. And Elijah lifted up his hands to heaven, and he thanked God, and he prayed a prayer which some of us will pray today. And the Bible says, and suddenly fire came down from heaven and consumed the wheat and everything. Child of God, we live in a generation where if people don't see something stronger than what they know, they don't accept it. I have been preaching around the world, and I've preached in several places, and I say this and I say it everywhere. I say, if you are a man of God who lacks power, there is no different from you and a university lecturer. We live in a generation that only power is different. Somebody here, we live in a time and in a generation that a 1+1 cannot be proven by 2. But when you prove 2 and you take it and you show the people how it became true, they accept. But if you tell them 2, they will argue. And Elisha said, the God that will rain down fire will be our God. We live in a generation that people are running behind fake things instead of the original things. And if you are empty, nobody will come after you. That's why today, if you want to do well in ministry, if you want to do well in certain areas of life, you must understand that gospel has gone beyond the spoken word. Gospel has gone beyond the spoken word. Jesus Christ spoke in John. He said, this generation, they will not believe that I am the same today and forevermore until they see signs that I am still the same. Jesus Christ, the Bible speaking about Jesus, he says something. And he was approved by the many signs that he did. He was approved among men by the many signs. Even Jesus was approved by signs. We live in times that until the witch that is pressing you, if you don't press that witch, it doesn't end. Am I talking to somebody here? You must be rugged in these last days. We are living in a prophetic and an apostolic era where witchcraft has also become so androidic, and the gospel needs to also forensic and so wild. Am I talking to somebody here? Oh yes. I just finished a program in my church called Because of the Anointing, and my purpose of this program was not to pray for healing on the Christians, was to release the anointing on Christians. So you can also become an electric wire. We have a solid program, and my intention was not to pray for them. I told them, if you came here to pray, so Papa should pray for you, you should see. You are wasting your time, because it comes a time that until you experience something before you believe it is true, as long as people keep struggling to explain to you, you don't understand. But when you see the manifestation, you begin to understand. Am I talking to somebody here? And this is the era which we live in. Child of God, hear me and hear me well. There are things you would take 2 hours to explain. A miracle would explain it in 30 seconds. Like Jesus. That's Elijah struggled to make people believe God. Nobody was ready to believe God. But when fire came down, the people themselves understood what he was saying. He said, indeed, it's a God we should serve. I am here to talk to somebody. You have been telling people for a long time, say, you will see my God. That day has come. They have been persecuting you for a long time. You have been making empty noise, but the day has come when they will not hear explanation, but they will see manifestation. Child of God, we live in a generation of power, and without power you are making noise. Oh yes. Don't tell me you're a preacher of the word. The word is the foundation of every minister. Jesus Christ, I have been anointed to preach deliverance. And the Spirit of the Lord is upon me, and he has anointed me to preach deliverance to the captive, to preach deliverance to what? A child of God. Don't tell me no, our church we believe only in the word. Yeah, joker. The word is the carrier of the power. So if you are preaching the word and the power is not being accompanied, there's something lacking. Child of God, you will leave this place before it is 6:30. You are going to be looking for demons to put on fire. You know I'm talking to somebody here. Listen to me. Calm down. I calm down a little bit. I told myself something. I said, I'm never going to sit and watch the devil mess up with my wife. I'm going to do everything it takes to get to the position of power. And I shared a testimony while I did the deliverance in church. And as I went home, some people, I used to sit in the prophetic, I see somebody come to press you, and I give all those prophecies, but I never experienced it. I went home one time as I slept after a deliverance service. It was like I was in a trance, or I don't know, something. It was a vision, or an attack. And suddenly I saw this spirit demonic being walking in my room like a Nigerian film, entering through my parlor door. And it was like, have you ever been like you are asleep, like you are not asleep? And I'm saying it so clear. And I was like, God, what am I saying? And I began in that dream, I began to speak in tongues. I was sleeping and I was speaking in tongues. And I don't know, suddenly as it came towards my door, I have always prayed and asked God, Lord, I want to catch a witch. I have said this testimony. As I was, that witch was lucky. I don't know how I left my bed, but I found myself on the door. I mean, when I woke up, I was not on the bed. I was even the one looking like a. I ran after the witch in the night when I was sleeping, and I said, and it said, if you try it again, I'm not talking to somebody here. Yes. My wife was looking at me and said, Papa, what's it? I was guilty. She could not understand because what I saw was spiritual, and I needed to catch this witch. Talk less of the witch coming to me and pressing my neck. It can't happen. Who born the demon? Who born the witch? We live in a generation of power, child of God. You need to be hungry for power. You say, man of God, why are you preaching with so much energy? It's because I have seen battle. You say, man of God, why are you talking like this? It's because I have seen challenges. If you are not going to trouble in life, you will not be able to speak the way I'm speaking. Am I talking to somebody here? Child of God, that power is here today. That anointing is here today. I see somebody carrying that anointing. Lift up your hands and shout hallelujah. Sorry. My wife said, I didn't tell my wife. There was a lady that was tormenting me, When I talk about tormenting, let me explain. When so many of you think that only a man approaches a woman. Especially women of God. A woman was disturbing me sometimes. I just ignored it and all of that. But every time you get this message and you get this and you get that, you get this and you get that. And I've been preaching to my wife like this. I've been encouraging my wife. A lady told me, I was in India. I think that was about 1 month ago. She called me and she said, from today, I will never text you again. I said, thank God, what happened? He said, she had 2 things that happened. The first day she saw a woman. She has never seen my wife. She saw a woman in a dream with a small child, and the woman warned her, say, if I see you writing or disturbing my husband again. That was in the dream. She took it for granted. She kept on. And the second time she wrote me, she said the next time she saw my wife, when she did not hear the first instruction, my wife pressed her. I said, wait, I don't understand. I don't understand. She said, see, I'm blocking your, as I'm talking to you, I'm blocking your number. I said, what happened? He said, I slept. I've never seen your wife. After she told me the dream, I said, wait, before you block me, let me confirm something. I sent my wife picture. I said, is this the woman? He said, she is the one. I said, I've never seen her. She said, no. I said, she said my wife pressed her at night. I've been my wife's deliverance since I got married to her about 4 years ago. I did her deliverance, so I know her statue. And that was not witchcraft, it was Holy Ghost craft. Man of God, your wife is complaining because she has not put these things on the ground. Your wife is complaining because she has not spoken to Yahweh. Woman, they said some woman won't follow your mother. Kelly, go ahead, I go witcher you for night. Kelly, you won't follow my husband. Oh yeah, go ahead. You need to phone number collector. I go witcher you for night. Am I talking to somebody here? tell my wife this. I told her only once, because I know when I tell her, she will lift up her palmare. And the way I told her, I just told her casually. But when this woman told me this, I went down on my knees in the hotel. I said, oh my God, I like this kind of testimony. Every other woman that is even thinking of me, madam, catch me. I said, my God. See, if you never see wahala, you not go pray the prayer. My son was telling me the other day, a man of God somewhere around town, a mother gave a daughter to her to guard as a spiritual child, 16 years. And this man did not just become a guidance, but became a guidance guardians, a guidance gardener. Terrible thing. Terrible. He became a guidance gardener and the man is married. My son was telling me, I said, "Kind God, look at the destiny wasted." They went to carry things from the church. He has locked the church. Somebody is hiding him. Worst of all, the girl became pregnant. That is not even the worst part of the story. When you hear, I don't know what you shout. So preserve this one for what I will say. Say, the girl became pregnant. It was 6 months. Transported the girl to Southwest to commit I don't know that is DNC or what is it. And God being so kind, the girl died. You are surprised with the word I used before what I said. You see, before God exposing a man at that level is a character a man has been doing. And that is why you see they say men of God are like this. Whereas it is one nonsense, one idiotic that has been spoiling the work for others. The girl died and the parents are looking for her. I told my son today, I said, this guy can't survive. He can't. It's either he evacuates the country and his ministry is complete. If he continues preaching, then he is fake. Even if you are genuine, my friend, that thing takes away your call. Even if you are genuine, that action alone takes away your calling. That's why my mother told me one thing. My mother told me, say, man of God, I said, mommy, say, any woman you see apart from your wife, take her as a trap. My mother told me that, and I wrote it in capital letters in 1 page. Just about 5 words. Any woman is an agent. That's why my son is here. I don't counsel in my office alone. Some people enter their closing door and say, why you want to set me up? Open the door. So you want to set me up? I say, open the door. Open the door. Why? I have gathered a lot of spiritual strength and energy that I can't dare losing for any nonsense. I have gathered a lot of stamina in my spiritual life that I don't want to let it go for anything. I am hungry and I know demons are waiting for me to go down so they can take over. And I dare not what I've been put for years and for many decades. I can't just put it for 5 minutes or whatsoever. Child of God, look at the man of God. My son said, Papa, we'll go and carry the chairs. We'll go and carry the things. I said, even if you carry that thing, don't take it to church. Keep it somewhere because it needs purification. I said, even anything, don't put it. We need to purify. He was telling me today, I said, don't see if you carry them, keep them somewhere. We need to wash them with anointed oil, anointing water. For all these are there with the blood of Jesus for everything. Before my young son sit and carry something. You need power. You need power. I told man of God some time ago, I will say it here. I say anytime I drive past and I see you here, I'm not happy. I'm not happy. I've told him. But sir, we need power for these people to believe that we are called. We need something they have not seen. By the grace of God, God has given me certain people. When I look at the kind of people God has given in the ministry, I know nothing could keep them but power. Even Pastor Victor told me the other day, he said that see, power. A man came for ministers' conference. They were telling them to buy oil, buy olive oil so Papa can bless it, let it become anointing oil. You know, you can buy even granite and when it is blessed, it is. He was telling him the man was not ready to buy. Big man, you know, some people who like to carry their body. When I started ministering, the guy saw power. Pastor Victor told me later, I said, Daddy, you know, say power this so strong. That guy you saw kneeling down, we told him to buy oil, he refused. But he was the one behind there rushing behind oil when he saw power. When he saw power. As I stand on this altar, Father, I don't know the anointing you have given to your servant. I collect from that anointing and I deposit another anointing. Lord God, whatever good thing you have given to your servant in this place, I collect from it. The good things you have given to me, I deposit it on this anointing. Eyes here to minister, eyes were opened. Eyes here to minister, ballroom is open. In the name of Jesus. Sit down. Very fast. I give you two points. I don't have time. Wow, time flies here. Time flies. I'm surprised with what I'm seeing. Can I go ahead? The Bible says, then the fire came down. When the people saw the fire, it was when they accepted. There are people I have struggled to preach to them. Nothing. As a matter of fact, when I was studying in the university, I read law. I had a lecturer that was very stubborn and very callous. I'm a man that I like to respect people and I like people to give me my respect. I don't trample on people's rights. So the guy was kind of, lecturers. I used to go with my car to university. I would park. One day I parked and I parked in a space that was for maybe according to him, for him to park or somebody else. They tried to find out who had parked. He came into my lecture room and he was very arrogant. And I was like, what's parked that car on the tennis court on this is? They say it's somebody is it Bishop or something? They have written in the car because my number plate carried my appellation at that time, Bishop. That was my number plate. And the guy was like, was just arrogant. I was just watching. Just looking. He said, are you not Bishop? I asked him a very simple question, which I said, but why are you shouting? Is that why you are shouting? He was very embarrassed. And from that day, he just hated me for nothing. I told him, I said, number one, when I paid my fees in this university, there was no restriction of students parking. And if at all, your university is organized, they will have organized spaces for students to park. The fact that we are students does not mean we are beggars. So you have not reserved a space either for lecturers or students. If I have parked in a place that you assume is wrong, just tell me, my boy, you didn't park well. Can you park this way? This is this man's place. Instead of shouting and shouting. Is that not being polite? The man was just rattling. I just told him, I said, you are in your office, you can talk. One day, you'll be in my office. That's what I said. Almost 1.5 years later, when I graduated from university, one of my sons who is a lecturer in that same university, he came and told me, say, Papa, there is somebody you need to pray for. I didn't understand. I just said, but I've been praying for people. You've been bringing me people I've been praying for. So why is this one a particular case? He said, I don't know. It's just that the man smokes a lot. He's so arrogant and this and that. His life is just going down. The wife left him, sold the car and all of these things. And now he's paralyzed. I said, God. I said, well, I always like those kind of opportunities because they open me up. You see, the solution of a man of God is in a miracle. The solution of a man of God is in a miracle. So when a cripple leaves your church, a solution just left. So they told me about it. I said, let them go and bring the man. When they brought the man, he came out. I saw it was that same lecturer. I said, hey! I told myself, I said, this guy, I'm not going to pray for you here. Now for church, I could pray for this guy. I won't pray for him in the city. He's in the church. He prayed. He said, he's a Catholic and this and that. I said, all right, no problem. Bring him to the fellowship. We had a city fellowship at that time. They brought him to the fellowship. That kind of man, I was just there. I just said, Lord, it's you. You do it. Perhaps it's the word I spoke that is working on him because he spoke rudely and all that. I don't know. But I just said, Lord. And I asked God for the anointing and I pressed the oil. And I slapped him. You know, there is a way. He didn't understand. I'm sure he understood why I slapped him that way. Nobody could understand. But as he was screaming, I said, get out! Get out! Get out! Get out! I gave him serious slapping. Both the anointing plus the slap. The other day he was shouting and we should take slap and anointing. And I released the anointing. Glory be to God. The guy stood up on his feet. Up to today, he was sitting. I said, run there. I said, run here. I said, run here. I said, run here. I said, kneel down. I said, stand down. I said, kneel down. being a child of God. And he taught him enough. He respects me everywhere. Why? Power. See, you are complaining, people, this man don't like me, this man don't like me, because you are ordinary. You can hate the person who produces Maggi, but you can never hate Maggi. You need Maggi in your pepper soup. Am I talking to somebody here? So stop looking for people to like you. Get something extraordinary, and that's what I want to give you here. How will God be faithful to a man? Number one, somebody holler prayer. Somebody holler prayer. If God must be faithful to you, he must be a man who does not joke with prayer. The Bible speaking in James chapter number 5 verse 7, it says, if any man sick, let them pray. Going down to verse number 17, the Bible says Elijah was a man of like passion, but he prayed. Am I talking to somebody here? Elijah was a man, when you check his lifetime, it was prayer. Am I talking to somebody here? We live in a generation of people who don't want to pray. People in church with this prayer point, they are behaving, waiting for man of God to see. When I just started, I used to prophesy in one service. I would prophesy, maybe you can almost, I would want to prophesy to the whole church. I would prophesy, accurate prophecy. As time went on, I began looking. If you are not praying, I won't talk to you, even if I see your message. And I told the church, I said, those of you who are waiting on that Papa should call your name and tell you this, you are wasting your time. They are giving prayer point. You say, no, I have money to buy my book because I've written books, and you can buy the books as a registration process to see me. You don't just walk up to say, I want to see Papa. I want to see, for what? So some people just say, no, buy my book and see Papa. If you don't pray, even when you enter the office, I won't talk to you. It came to time. Now I don't think not that I don't see you, I don't hear. The maximum, I told my sons, I think that was 2 months ago, I said we'll cut down the time. From now 1 p.m. maximum, we have left church. 1 p.m. maximum. We used to leave church sometimes at 3, 4, 5. And yet Christians will still have the same problem. They will see some who have the faith, they will be changed, but some people, you see their lifestyle still the same. Child of God. And I cut down now 1 o'clock, 1, 2, 3 cases, we are finished and we are done. Give the people prayer. If you don't pray, you become a prey to the devil. 1 week without praying will make you weak. 1 month without praying will make you mourn. 1 year without praying will make you yearn. You know what somebody is yearning? Somebody is hoping to get something. I'm yearning to see my father. I'm yearning to have money. Every year I'm yearning. You never get it. Why? Because you don't have a praying life. Elisha had a praying life. The Bible says he prayed that it may not rain in Israel for 3.5 years. And the Bible says, and it was so according to his word. And he prayed again that it should rain, and it rained. If you can make up your mind to pray, child of God, everything will answer to you. I'm not telling you things I have not done. I am a prayer machine. Somebody brain, I pick up microphone, my people know me. We must pray, we must pray. Prayer is the only key. Am I talking to somebody here? That shows God somebody is really desperate for something. If you want something to a father, you ask him today, he doesn't give it. And you sit down, he will say you are not serious. When you come tomorrow again and ask, he doesn't give. As long as you keep coming, one day he will give. I told somebody, I said, when you pray and things don't change, pray again. And the funniest thing I've seen about prayer, which God taught me recently, when you pray, it is prayer that is changing you, not you changing things. Have you noticed that the more you pray, the more you love God? I told, please sir, it's like you are tired. Okay, you are tired, you want to go. My brother, I need it though. I need it. I'm a prophet and you know what I'm talking about. Child of God, you need prayer. When it stops, I'm getting dry. You may not understand. These are prophetic things. When it stops the keyboard, I'm running dry and my energy is finishing. These are prophetic. They are very prophetic. Child of God, you need prayer. When was the last time you took out 7 hours of prayer? Yeah. I don't go for any major. See, child of God, can I tell you something? When you make up your mind to pray, even when you are failing, you are winning. Even when you are failing, you are winning. My son was in pastoring the church in Fundom. We're believing God for a wife for him. The lady came, he was loving the lady and telling us nothing. The lady gave some kind of, when the right person doesn't come, you just get some kind of excuse. You don't see what is excuse, but you just see excuse. We spoke to him. I said, my son, forget about this thing. He made up his mind, forgot about it. Every time I'll call him, I say, Pastor, how is Fundong? He said, Daddy, I don't know, I'm in the mountain. You only come down for days of service, go back there. And God miraculously brought somebody in the church, and that was I would always say, is the best wife he could ever have. It's the best. Why? He decided, I will stop praying about this. I will stop looking with my eyes, but I will pray. This just came, no stress, nothing. The first time I went to India, I would always share this testimony. We applied for visa, applied 3 times, they didn't give visa. Applied the last time. Applied on a Sunday, and my flight was on a Monday. The normal charge was $80 US, but I had to pay about $380. And I left. I told my son, I said, after service we are going. He said, Daddy, we don't have the visa. Where are we going to? I said, if you don't know, if you don't have, stay back. I've packed my bag. Are you going with me or not? No visa. It's not Nigeria, it's India. India is the last country in the world. From Cameroon. It's the end of the world, according to me. You fly until you get tired. It's like the plane will just disappear. We were going down. I told him, I said, I have prayed, and the Lord has said we will go to this country. I didn't know how. I just prayed. I have been praying. We had hung all night, and we had burned the candles. And we told the Lord, we said, this nation, you have given it to us to plant a church there and to take over. We must enter this nation. Child of God, we put prayer and we entered the bus. My wife was telling me, say, Papa, see, this faith has things. This is embassy we are talking about. It's not the sick you are going to pray for. It is embassy. He cannot walk. No more reasoning. I told her, I said, the Lord has said I will go to India, with or without visa. I don't know how. We took our bus and we're going. We're traveling by night. We're praying. I was praying. Child of God, the flight was on Monday. And a visa I've been asking for a long time. Monday 3 a.m. I received an email. Mr. Woodrow Nelson, you have been granted visa to India. 1 year, multiple entry. When I looked at it, I said, my son, come. There's something here. I don't understand. Maybe there's a mistake. There's some prayers God answer you. You yourself, you are wondering if it's the answer. I said, let us check. We checked, and behold, it was the visa. 1 year, multiple entry. Why? People prayed. Where we built the church. See, if I want to give you testimony, say won't finish. Where we built the church, there was a woman just around, opened a bar next door. I told this woman, I said, Madam, you didn't try it, they don't try before. You don't go walk. This woman will open the bar. As we are doing praise, she is doing another kind of praise. That kind of praise that can disconnect you. You are doing, oh yes, he answered prayer. You are hearing Karoya body necessary. She are just playing and then go. I said, God. What kind of thing is this? I told the woman, I said, woman, see, you have tried us enough. The Lord is warning you, leave this place. We are not yet bought the building, but I was giving her instructions as though I'm the landlord. After all, we came before you, so if you come and see church, normal reasoning, if you are normal, you cannot bring something evil around the church. But she brought a bar and country meeting and everything that could be diabolic. We prayed. I told that woman, I said, Madam, I'm going to the mountain. By the time I come back, you have not left this place. You will know that there's a God. We went on the mountain, we came back. The first thing, the Lord gave her madness. The Lord struck her with madness. The rush with her to the village. I thought she would learn. After some time, the devil is very cunning. When he wants to destroy you, when Moses threw his staff on the ground, it turned into a serpent. Is that true? When the prophets of Pharaoh threw their staff, what happened? It also turned into a serpent. But the thing is, the serpent of the Lord swallowed. So, see, as I'm telling you things, you need to find the padlock and find the square root of what I'm saying. Not everything I'll give you the formula. So the woman went after that time. I told the Lord, I said, do this. The Lord did it. She went and they did whatsoever, and it was subsided. The Lord was giving her a chance, but she thought that the native doctors were working. She came back. I said, Madam, she had a daughter that was Imbe. But imbeciles have entered the church and left healed. She had a daughter she could not bring to the church. I just told the madam, I said, Madam, see, you are the I need you see me, I need the fear. Me, I don't see things. Nothing, no day, the fear. Nothing. You can ask him to tell you. As long as I know I am standing on the word of God. I told Madam, I said, you are the problem of your child. You have seen people enter here and they are healed. Why can't you bring this child? Look at the kind of things you are doing. She was, Pastor, you know how witches can pretend? She increased. When we sleep at night, she will come and throw incantations on the door. The Lord revealed it and revealed it. I told them, I said, Madam, your time has come. I went to the mountain. Before I came back, boom, she had died. The bus drivers around, they said, Pastor, send his name was there. I said, see, I don't need you people to come to church. I just need this woman to leave this place. Child of God, am I saying I'm an assassin? Yes, I am. If you fight my God, I will fight you. The Bible says what is, I have made you a battle axe. Anybody after your life, today they go down in the name of Jesus. Any witch in this church that has tied down the members of the church, in the name of Jesus, may God address in Jesus' name. Any demonic neighbor, any demonic elder, in the name of Jesus, I command your death. Make up your mind to pray. I said, do what? Make up your mind to pray. Sit down very fast. I give you the last point. 1 point, I give you one, and we pray. Child of God, if you must, God must be faithful to you. Number 2, live a life of purity. Amen. I cannot overemphasize purity. I cannot overemphasize it. God does not show up for dirty people. You looking clean as you are, come, man of God, come. You looking clean. Forget about your spirituality, because I know you tell me you do it. You are walking and you just see a madman or some kind of dirty person walking around you with spit on the mouth, with torn dresses and every kind of just coming around you. Will you welcome that person? You are clean like this. You are going to stop that person, right? Why? Because you don't want that person to dirty you. Forget about the spiritual side, because I know where you are going to. I myself, I know. But let's just forget about it. You don't want somebody to dirty you. The Bible said the eyes of God are not short, are not blind, neither his hands short nor his ears deaf to retouch to you when you call. But your iniquities, why you call on Jehovah and you don't see a reply, is because of iniquity. No faithful child of God ever calls on God and God doesn't show up. Am I talking to somebody here? But your mouth is full of lies telling, your attitude is full of immorality and all kinds of evil actions. People are in church every day, but they don't change at all. Their lifestyle is intact. They are like a dead the river and comes out still without being touched. They sing praise and they sing in the club. They sing play instruments and they play in the cabaret. They do all of those things and they want God to show up for them. I told somebody, I said, sir, better chop your life. Chop your life. When you go in fire, you say, yes, I will chop my life. You serve your hellfire. But to be in church pretending we see your child and you say go to hellfire, because this is the problem of the church. They say the church, this woman have been on this problem for all 1 year and nothing is changing. What is wrong with this woman? It's not God that is the problem. It's not the man of God. It is the person. I told my son, I said, I have told myself, and the Lord told me, don't ever kill yourself for anybody. I pray for you, you know the way. I pray for you, you know waka. I pray for you, you know carry belle. Oh God, I check what they do. I know myself. I know the price I am paying. You see, this is my size. This is not my size. It is price paying. It's price paying. This is not my natural stature. It is price paying, because I have let go of a lot of things because I want to accumulate power. If I lay my hands on you and things don't change, even if TP Joshua lays his hands, it will not change. Don't tell me about the crowd. It's just a time. It's just a season. Where he is today is not where he was yesterday. Am I talking to somebody here? I told myself I won't kill myself. 3 people I pray, 1 walk and 2 don't walk. Ask the one what he did to walk. Why the 2 no walk? and I'm carrying my head on my head saying, man, I'm killing myself for what? Purity. Some of us, unforgiveness is seated in our heart. That's why no matter what we do, God can never show up. God can't show up because people will be wondering, which kind of God are you really using? Are you pure? I'm not coming here to judge you. I'm coming to remind you of the truth you have refused to walk on. This is a message that is preached on daily basis. You want to grow, you want things to change, and you don't want to be clean? No, sir, you must be. You must be. I can't overemphasize the value of purity. Some are still here dating people's husband, dating people's wives. Some are still here, looking at the pastors with lustful eyes when they know he's married. Some are still here, still looking at the wife of the pastor with lustful eyes when they know she's married. Some are still here and still pretending, living in a boyfriend's house, still living here, going to club, living kind of immoral life. Who are you deceiving? I will tell you the truth. You're not paying me so you can't sack. Child of God, it's high time for the truth to come to you and for you to live with it. If you want to live a life of sin, go and live a life of sin. If you want to live for God, stay here and live for God. Stop making people to ask the church questions. They're making people to ask the church questions. They're making, you see, sir, there was a time I almost had high blood. At my young age, I would preach righteousness in church. As we share grace at 2:30, 3 p.m., I will see a sister who is in the choir on tie bass, open back, half open chest, knee top on top. Sometimes when you love people to live right and you see them living wrong, sometimes I almost took the place of God. I said, but am I normal? What's happening to me? Now me get heaven. Why do I want to die? I say, Lord, as I stand here, I will preach. When you go outside, I'll close my eye. If I come back here, I will see preach. Because I want to kill myself. And you hear the people crying. Husband is not coming. The husband came, you took it to become a testing machine. You see people just crying. This is not happening. You are wasting time in church. Why? Because of sin. Sin. Change, child of God. Change. Am I talking to somebody here? The Bible says certain iniquity should not be mentioned among you as you become sent. Am I saying that you should become an angel of a night? Purity is a process, but you must decide. They shouldn't be talking about immorality and talking about you. They shouldn't be talking about idolatry and talking about you. You can have certain things they call iniquities. Those are whose are you there is my sister. I didn't quench, but you did obsession. Those are iniquities. Those are things that they just come. They're not things within your body. Not things within your body. He said, know you know that your body is the temple of the Holy Ghost. And the last thing, if God must be faithful to you, you must learn how to go with sacrifice in his presence. The Bible speaking, let us read. Let me read from where we read verse number 38 of 1 Kings chapter number 18. It said, the fire of the Lord fell down, consumed the burnt sacrifice. Stop there, child of God. There were certain things that were placed on the altar when Elisha was building the altar. Elijah, for everything to be passed. Remember, it was not sacrifice they wanted to do. They placed wood and they needed fire to consume the wood, so they should know which God to serve. I'm running up. Now the Bible says, as they put the altar, the blood, Elisha, is not sacrifice we want. It's not sacrifice you want. What is sacrifice doing on an altar? Child of God, you want God to be faithful to you, you must learn to go into his presence with a sacrifice. Am I talking to somebody here? We don't live again in the time where we go with blood, but God measures his love for us with the tip of sacrifice we can sacrifice for his sake. God measures the love we have for him with the depth of sacrifice we can do for him. Am I talking to somebody here? Anybody, you say you are in a relationship, the only proof of that relationship is the depth of sacrifice you can carry out for your partner. Is that true? As a matter of fact, the more I give money to my wife, the more I discover that she knows that I love her. What I say in the mouth is not as compared to what I give in the hand. Am I talking to somebody here? Sacrifice, there is nothing that takes the heart of God like the place of sacrifice, and you can never replace the place of sacrifice. The Bible says Elijah placed a sacrifice on the altar. God answers no prayers that has no sacrifice. Elijah did what? He placed a sacrifice on the altar. See, child of God, you are praying, you are doing everything, you are coming to church. That's an altar you are building, but something is absent, a sacrifice.
Oh yes.
See, I told my son, I say, I have gone past the age of convincing people to sacrifice to God. As a matter of fact, in the church, when there is a need for something in our church, before I'm telling the church to give, I have given like half of it, the high part of it, and I'm telling the church this is what the church needs, because I know. That night when we were going, I didn't tell him this part of it. I called, as I told you about the testimony of going to India and coming back. The first time when I went for the program, I had prayed and the Lord ministered to me 2 days before. He said, call your mentor. I have a mentor, they call him Reverend Wilson. He's in the United States of America. He was still in Cameroon at that time. I called him. I said, Daddy, I want to see you. He said, I'm coming to town. When I come, I'll come to your office. I said, okay, Daddy, I'm waiting for you. He came. I usually sow to him. I usually give to him. But that day I told him, I said, Daddy, I'm giving you a seat for my visa. I've been praying for my visa. 3 times I've been rejected, and this is the last trial. After this I can't try again. He held my hands and we prayed together. He was going up, and the Lord said, what was that? I said, I don't understand. I said, he's going. The Lord told me, he said, he's going. I said, I don't understand. He said, then don't understand. The Lord said, run behind me with a seed. I gathered some notes, put them in an envelope, and I ran to him. I said, Daddy, please, this is a seed for you. He said, my son, you always. I sow to him like regularly, not occasionally. I just sometimes, whenever I feel like, I just call him. I said, Daddy, I've done something. I don't know. You can check your account. He said, I've seen it, my son. You go far. I did that. I placed something in his hands, and he said, the doors are open. That's what he said. So all of these things worked together. Child of God, if you want God to show up for you, be ready to show up for God. Are you hearing what I'm saying? You are complaining, God has not done this for me. Have you placed something on the prayers you have been praying? Have you placed it? I told my Lord the first time I had a program internationally, I told God, I said, when I go out, Lord, I want to sow a seed in the life of a white. When I got there, the Lord gave me a name of somebody by prophecy and told me the challenge of the person, and told me to give the person $100. I was broke. I said, Lord, I'm in a strange country and you are telling me to give somebody $100. That's much money in my country. The Lord said, give it. I called out the person by prophecy, and the person came. I spoke about the life of the person and this, and I gave that woman $100. All the time I was feeling guilty, but I just needed to do it, because it was a seed I was planting, and I was telling God, I'm coming back to this nation over and over again, and I've been going and I've been going. Child of God, you want God to show up for you, go with a sacrifice. Don't come into his presence thinking that, see, when I don't know how I can say these things. Look at the man called King Solomon. I'm rounding up in less than 2 minutes. Take it from me. King Solomon, the Bible says he went to the house of God, and he alone gave 1,000 bulls as a sacrifice. The Bible says that King Solomon, many of you have heard the Lord ask King Solomon, what should I do for you? You have heard that. He said, give me wisdom. Do you know where that happened? It was in his dream. It was not real life situation. It was in his dream. Why? The Bible says he gave during the day 1,000 burnt offerings. He didn't ask for anything. When the sacrifice came up to God, somebody asked me, was God eating cattle? No. So is God eating money? No. But the smell, the savor came up to him. The Bible said that same night the Lord came to him. It was not an angel. Where I've studied the works of angels. Angels are errand runners for God. Angels are there to do assignments. But in this situation, the Lord said, not an angel. I will visit you. The Bible says he went to King Solomon. He said, Solomon, stand up from this sleep. Why are you sleeping? He said, you get something in the tabernacle. You didn't ask for nothing. Ask for something. You can't give this kind of sacrifice and you don't ask for something. He said, Solomon asked for something. Solomon, see, he was not even willing to ask. He said, give me wisdom. Is that a demand? No, for us it's not a demand. But that was a demand in wisdom, because he was sleeping and he was wise in his dream. A man who is not giving in the real life, even in the dream, cannot give. That's why all you are doing in the dream is eating, because you can't give. You can't see yourself in a vision giving, or you see yourself eating, because you can't give. So it is affecting you even in your dreams. In my vision, I see myself dashing money. I see myself dashing money. I'm telling you. Why? Because I have learned to give. You can ask people around me, they will tell you. We give people mighty things, not 10,000, that's 10,000. We give people things that valuable things. Child of God, rise up on your feet. We are here to celebrate an anniversary. The church is growing into, I don't know, a mega church. They're on TV. People don't know you're on TV. When I watch people on TV, I'm impressed. And some of us, we don't yet know.